foggy Legion Field. Dimension 36 presents high school football action as tonight the Wildcats of Weymouth High School get ready to entertain the Red Raiders of North Quincy. Good evening, everyone. I'm Mark Ducharme. I'll call your play-by-play. Sort of a renewal of a rivalry in one sense, and in another sense, the Red Raiders come to town already involved in a rivalry. And let me explain that. North Quincy, over the last few years, has been playing Weymouth South during the season. As for Weymouth North, during the past few years, North Quincy was the final scrimmage before the beginning of the regular season. So the Red Raiders sort of continuing a rivalry and yet renewing one, as this shapes up as a game where the Wildcats come in 3-1 on the season, coming off a very impressive 35-0 shellacking of Taunton High School. They take on a North Quincy team that won their opening game of the season, beating Somerset, but since then has fallen on hard times, as the Red Raiders have lost their last 3 games since that opening game victory. Prior to the game, I talked to Weymouth High School head football coach Joe Kelly, who you see on your screen, as he just flipped the football to North Quincy coach Kenny McPhee. Asked Joe Kelly about some of the good points from a victory over Taunton last week. Mark Kelleher on your screen, getting set to kick off for the Red Raiders, as Keith Struzeri, Steve Gabriel, and Manny Fernandez will be awaiting the kick. Or
Struzeri back deep to receive the kick.
As we're about set to begin on a very foggy evening. It is very warm, however, as we're get the signal to get us going. And Kelleher as it bounced. This is Henriksen. Lou straight up the middle with room. Henriksen could go. Touchdown, Lou Henriksen.
Lou Henriksen. 65-yard return of the opening kickoff. Lou Henriksen.
The up man in the wedge. Lou Henriksen just took it up the middle, and he just blew by everybody. And Henriksen putting the Wildcats on the scoreboard just 13 seconds into the game. As Lou Henriksen, 65-yard kickoff return, and Todd Kerosy will try to make it a 7-0 game as he'll kick into the fog bank. And Kerosy does just that. It took the Wildcats just 13 seconds to get on the scoreboard.
Chatty back deep.
For those who are arriving late to Legion Field and are watching our broadcast here on Dimension 36, it only took the Wildcats 13 seconds to get on the scoreboard because Lou Henriksen took the opening kickoff and just rumbled the field for the touchdown. Danny Daly to kick off, and the Wildcats, before you can say Wildcat, have the lead. And you look back at the fact that your up man in the wedge normally does not take a kickoff back for a touchdown, and that has got to be a tremendous blow to North Quincy, as Danny Daly will squib one, and it's taken by one of the up people, Evan Kiley, and Kiley corralled right at the 34. As on the tackle is Nick Marino, number 37.
Alex Provost was the first one in on that tackle.
And the Red Raider offense, and they will go mostly to the air. Quarterback Mark Taylor, a transfer from Braintree High School. Evan Kiley, the low back for the Red Raiders, but look out for Desmond Ballot, who wears number 9. And Taylor, we said, will go to the air immediately and does. And with the quick out, to Donnie Anderson for about a 9-yard gain as Anderson bumped out of bounds by Darren Gladstone. And we could have some more as a late hit probably is being called on Darren as well. They'll say that Anderson was out of bounds when he was hit. It could be very tough to see, believe me, as far as this game goes. We are high above, and the fog is high above here at Legion Field. We'll take a look at the Wildcat defense. Keith Williams, who had a great game on the offensive end of the football, also a great game defensively. Joe Donovan, the ends. Joe Mackin, who's moved in as a nose tackle. Alex Provost, Lou Henriksen, who's got the touchdown in this game. And the defensive backfield. As Evan Kiley, Danny Daly grabbed Evan Kiley, and Kiley almost spun away, but Sean Small and Keith Williams were there to bring him down as Evan caught a couple of yards on the play. And Evan Kiley, 6'1", 215. Red Raiders over the years have had some good running backs. As far as the fullback position goes, good size, and immediately comes to mind Ryan Craig, who's an outstanding running back for the Red Raiders. Is Taylor to the throw. On the pressure from Sean Small as he threw the ball away, intended for Jason Buckley.
Broken up by Kevin Shaw.
As Sean Small with good pressure.
37. Ball is on the 41
Mark Taylor,
yard.
and it'll be 3rd down and 7 for the Red Raiders. Taylor is expected to throw the football 25 to 30 times in this contest, as that has been the strength of the North Quincy offense, is Taylor's throwing ability. As Mark, the pass underneath, picked off, and going down the sidelines is Kevin Shaw. Taylor grabs him at the 28 of North Quincy.
On the interception.
Kevin Shaw with the interception.
Brings the ball back down to the North Quincy 25-yard line.
And Weymouth, with their first possession on offense, will have superb field position as J.J. Chella will orchestrate the offense. Steve Gabriel, the tailback, with 286 yards, to alternate with Keith Williams, who had a great game a week ago. And the Wildcats with superb field position. Give to Gabriel, slicing through. Gabriel to the 20.
Gabriel on the carry.
Mark Kelleher in on the stop. Along with 83, Pat Shea. As the North Quincy defense, they'll play a 3-4 defense. Kelleher, McCallum, Taylor, and Kiley are the 4 linebackers for Coach Kenny McPhee, and they are the key individuals. As on 2nd and 5, it's Gabriel on the toss pitch, trying to turn the corner, and Gabriel Steve is held up.
Brought down.
And brought down after a 3-yard gain.
Number 72.
As the Red Raiders, Mark Christopherson in on the stop along with McCallum. 4th and 2. So the Wildcats have come out throwing the football. Running the football, check that. While the Red Raiders, the opposite, will throw the football. 3rd and 2. Gabriel again from the I formation, gets the first down, getting away from Kelleher.
Gains it up for the first down.
And Steve just races back to the huddle.
Matt Brick.
And at times, you'll see it getting wider and then going back down, because it's very tough
on the 15.
to adjust to what will be the best for everybody, as the fog bank, and Chella gives it to Gabriel on the option, and Steve gets wiped out
on the pitch out
at the 12, and a marker down. It's Mark Kelleher from the top and from the bottom, as we'll check out the disposition of the flag holding Weymouth.
The first one to get in on that tackle.
as the Wildcats will be marched back 10 yards.
Holding.
As they'll go from the point of the foul. And the Wildcats will have it at the 25. It'll be first
and 20.
And 20 for the Wildcats. 25 for the touchdown. As Gabriel will get a lot of playing time when Chella tried to hit Struzeri.
Goes incomplete to Struzeri.
As Keith tried to cut underneath Tony Licciardi, who's just a freshman. And Licciardi came up and made a nice play on the pass, on the slant, and knocked it away. It'll be 2nd and 20.
Second down.
But Gabriel and Williams, you could realistically see the two of them carry the ball each about 15 times in this contest. And Williams' first carry. Keith had under it 9 yards so a week ago, gets about 3 on his first carry this week. As the Red Raiders with their Mark Zich.
Jason April may be tackled.
Jason April was there as well. As Williams gets 3, 3rd and 17. And Chella to the bootleg pass to throw. Lofting it deep, touchdown. Keith Struzeri for the touchdown. As Struzeri got behind Tony Licciardi, and Chella just floated it up there, and Struzeri was there to haul it in, and it is quickly 13-0 in favor of the Wildcats. And Karasi hits the extra point, but a marker on the play.
Flag on the play.
And we'll see what the flag is. So hold on. We'll discuss it with Lou Henriksen. Offsides, North Quincy. Wildcats will take the point after. And probably on the kickoff. They will get the 5 yards as it is being discussed. Point is good.
Okay, the point
is marked off on the kickoff. 14-0 Wildcats, 6:17 to go, opening quarter. Kevin Shaw's pass interception sets up the Wildcat touchdown. J.J. Chella hitting Keith Struzeri for the touchdown pass. And the Wildcats, who forced their 9th turnover of the season and have scored on 3 of the 9 turnovers now, with a 14-0 lead. It's Danny Daly to kick off. And the Wildcats with Lou Henriksen touchdown on a kickoff return, the opening kickoff. Add to it with the touchdown pass as the Red Raiders. Pat Shea with an excellent return to the 42. And North Quincy's had good field position so far. Start this game. Foggy evening.
On the run back.
And with the fog and the field being slick from the fog, it's got to be very tough for the Red Raiders to throw the football the way they would like to. It changes a few things, and that'll be a wet ball for Mark Taylor to throw. And they'll have to go to the ground on this play. They do, as Lou Henriksen with a good tackle on Mark Cucuzzo, who gets it to the 46.
Carried the ball.
And a gain of 3, 2nd down. And 7 for the Red Raiders. But the grass
2nd and 6.
which is heavy and thick. Makes it even a little tougher because that ball on the snap comes up and it's tougher to throw as in the Weymouth territory goes Eric Delory for a gain.
Joe Donovan made the stop.
4 yards on the play, and it'll be third down. And North Quincy, you probably see Mark Taylor just for a quarterback sneak on this third down play. The Red Raiders trying to put their feet on the ground. They have been hit for 2 quick touchdowns by the Wildcats. It's Taylor trying to change up, hits Kelleher for a first down, or check it is incomplete. And Kenny McPhee, the Red Raider coach, top of your screen, was really jumping up and down about the situation as North Quincy with the penalty
Legal procedure called
on them.
Quincy.
It's legal procedure on the Red Raiders. As the Red Raiders try to throw a little bit of a curve to the Wildcats, and it backfires on them. Weymouth will take the penalty because it'll make it 3rd and 5 instead of about 4th and about a foot for the first down. And surprisingly, that Mark Taylor did not try the quarterback sneak at 6'2" and about 195 pounds. Taylor, good size. And he could get the first down with a sneak. The Raiders with a good size offensive line. Instead, it's 3rd and 5. Look for the Red Raiders to put the ball in the air. The lock in motion. Taylor, pressured by Tordiglione, threw it just a shade ahead of Pat Shea, who was open, but the pressure by John Tordiglione
Pass incomplete to Picarello. It'll bring up a 4th down.
That Taylor wanted to throw, and the Wildcats will get their hands on the football with 4:52 to go in the opening period, and already up 14-0.
Kazarian Gabriel back deep to receive the punt.
As Brooks the punt, and a high kick. Gabriel fakes the reverse, and Gabriel gets thrown down like a rag doll. Adam Strout just grabbed Steve Gabriel and tossed him down. As Gabriel
Weymouth will start their series of downs in the 19-yard line.
Nice open road for him heading around, but Adam Strout prevented Steve from really going anywhere. So the Wildcats will have the football at their 20. Strout with a good punt. Any punt into this fog, it's going to be difficult to see. As Williams crosses the 20 to the 22, where he runs into a couple of Red Raiders, Jason April and Matt Swerk. He has the 2 of them.
The ball carrier.
Right there to meet Keith Williams, and it'll be 2nd down and 8.
April made the tackle.
This Red Raider defense realistically did not play bad in the opening series, except for that touchdown pass to Licciardi, who got burnt on a play. And Licciardi, just a freshman, learned a valuable lesson on that play as Williams trying to slide away. Keith was already down, so no fumble on the play as Keith gets it to the 25, where Pat Shea brings him down after a 3-yard gain, 3rd and 5.
Matt Kelleher made that stop on Keith Williams.
Realistically, the only play which North Quincy looked bad on in the opening series
3rd and 4
was the fact that Licciardi, who made a good play in stopping Strazzeri on the slant, Strazzeri put on the fake and burnt him going deep in 3rd and 5. It'll be Montorio on the counter reverse, getting the first down to the 34, as Chuck is brought down by Jason April.
On that carry, picks up the first down.
It's Montorio, who's an excellent blocker, and will get the tough yardage inside Had a good hole opened up for him by Rob Herrick and Teddy Murich. And the Wildcats keep the ball, and Keith Williams gets it out to the 38.
Williams on the carry.
It's Mark Taylor with the stop. Is Taylor, who will play outside linebacker.
Jason April
Second
made that
down
tackle.
and 6 for the Wildcats, who will just use from the I formation,
7.
come right at North Quincy and see if the Red Raiders can stop them with a run. And Gabriel skips past the 40 to the 43. Jason
Gabriel on the
April
carry,
brought him down.
by Jason April.
As April's been busy here in this first quarter.
He's up a 3rd down and about a yard.
And the Wildcats will need 1 on this 3rd down play. It's Jason April, one of the Red Raiders safeties. He's had 4 tackles here in this opening period. 3rd down, as we'll be going on the 2 minutes after this play. And it'll be Henriksen just banging his way 4 yards for the first down to the 48.
Up the middle.
1st and 10. Cella lofting it up over the middle. Picked off by Desmond Ballot with a marker down. Ballot takes it back to the 47-yard line.
Desmond Ballot on the interception.
And the marker was where Ballot had started, but J.J. Cella threw into traffic.
Runs it back to
Desmond
the
Ballot
47-yard line.
with the interception.
North Quincy takes over.
As Desmond Ballot, who I mentioned, one of the key people for North Quincy, does it on defense as well with the interception. And the Red Raiders forced a turnover, the first Wildcat turnover since the opening game of the season against Leominster when they fumbled the football twice. As Kokuzo going nowhere. Mark just tried to find someplace up the middle, but Sean Small in on the stop.
Gain of about a yard.
And Kokuzo getting back to the line of scrimmage. 1:10 to go, opening period, and North Quincy down to Weymouth, 14-0. After just put us on, Lou Henriksen took the opening kickoff back 65 yards, and a J.J. Cella touchdown pass to Keith Struzeri. And that's the scoring so far. There's a new football put in the play. And realistically, the Wildcats have been the stronger team so far. North Quincy got a 1st down, and they got it because of the personal foul penalty. Other than that, the Red Raiders have not had much success here in this opening quarter, which is got 43 seconds and counting. Play action by Taylor. Tardiglione and Mackin chase him. Mackin, along with Joe Donovan, push out the Red Raider junior quarterback, and they'll put him out at the 49 of Weymouth. As Taylor gains 3 on the play, 3rd and 7. The good pressure from John Tardiglione, who has been in on top of Taylor a couple of times in this opening quarter. Third down and 7. And Taylor, screen, Desmond Ballot with a convoy. Ballot skipping away, trying to go to the sidelines, and he runs right over Darren Gladstone as he spun away again. He could not keep himself in bounds, but Desmond Ballot.
But we have a flag.
There's a marker on the play holding North Quincy, wipes out an extremely fine play by Desmond Ballot, who got a convoy in catching the screen and just took off upfield. But apparently on one of the blocks, somebody reached out and did a little bit of holding to wipe out the fine run on the screen pass by Desmond Balot. So instead of having a first down at the Weymouth 30-yard line, North Quincy will have it back at their own 49 and be facing a 3rd and 9 situation.
Third and 9.
It's Taylor will be putting it up on this 3rd and 9. And Taylor again sets up the screen. This time it'll go to Kelleher. And Kelleher
Pass goes
diving back for the football as Kelleher just could not hang on to the screen
Keith Williams
pass.
covering on the play.
Keith Williams and Sean Small
4th and
dove
9.
over to make sure that it was not a lateral, which it wasn't. It was a forward pass by Taylor. And the Red Raiders will be punting as they will go to Anderson to punt. As he gets plenty of time and rides out a nice kick. Gabriel gets dumped
on the run back.
after about a 6-yard return at the 26. And again, good special teams for the Red Raiders. Adam Strout.
Eric Delory
As Adam
and
Strout got a piece
in on the tackle.
of Steve Gabriel. And J.J. Chella and the Wildcats will have one more play here in this opening quarter, more than likely. 8 seconds left. It's Gabriel, the deep back in the eye. Danny Sullivan is blocking back. And Gabriel gets the
Flags
call.
on the play.
Gabriel will be bouncing all
Gabriel
around.
is the carrier.
But that run by Steve Gabriel will be negated because Danny Sullivan broke off on the count a little too soon, and backfield in motion on the Wildcats wipes out a first down run of 14 yards by Steve Gabriel. And North Quincy will be taking it as Matt Swerk looks over, but I don't think there's any doubt about this one. 1 second to go, opening period, and
Illegal procedure
Wildcats
called against Weymouth.
to run one more play, up 14-0 of a 1st and 15. And they'll say that the period will come to an end,
That's the
as
end of the
there was
first
not
period.
1 second. There was no time left on the clock. The Wildcats will come over and talk to head coach Joe Kelly about the first 10 minutes, which has seen them get an opening kickoff return by Lou Hendrickson for a touchdown, and a touchdown pass from J.J. Chella to Keith Strazzeri to be on top of North Quincy after 14-0. First quarter, the Wildcats deserve all the applause. 14-0 as they got touchdowns from Hendrickson and Chella to take the lead. And on 1st and 15, the Wildcats from the 20. As the Gabriel run wiped out on the illegal procedure. Get him Montorio with a gaping hole, and Chuck burst through to the 48. As Chuck Montorio hit as wide open a hole from the right side. John Tordiglione and Danny Desmond
on the tackle
opened up a hole that you could have driven a bus through. As Chuck Montorio gets 27 on the 1st and 15 play. Gabriel dances around and gets crunched. Jason April from the safety position
Adam Strout
just came into the hole and lowered the shoulder into Gabriel. As Steve gained a yard on the play, 2nd and 9.
2nd and 9.
Jason April has been all over the field so far. Is in 2nd and 9. Cella under pressure. JJ cannot get away from it. He'll be dropped back at the 42. As Mark Christopherson in on the tackle. As Christopherson is dropped for about a 7-yard loss. 3rd down and 17. Third down, Cella to throw, airing it deep, wide open Strazzeri, and Strazzeri is struck by Desmond Ballot, who hustled into the play at the 7.
Brought down by Desmond Ballot.
Keith Strazzeri has gotten behind the North Quincy secondary twice, and J.J. Cella has gotten it to him twice. 1st and goal at the 7. As that was about as perfectly run play as you could run a play. Williams, the call. Williams inside the 5 and down to about the 1.
In for the touchdown.
As
oh, he shot.
Williams got to the 1, and everybody was thinking it was a touchdown, but Keith was bounced down at the 1, 2nd and goal.
Ball is on the 1-foot line.
And Steve Gabriel checks in for Williams. .7:14 and counting left in the first half. And we'll see who gets the call. Gabriel. Bounced at the line of scrimmage.
At the line of scrimmage.
Excellent support on the defense.
Chris McCallum.
As Chris McCallum
in on the tackle.
Just came over the top.
3rd and about the length of the football.
Grabbed Gabriel as Steve tried to go up and through the pile, and he could not, as McCallum was there to make the stop. 3rd and goal. And the Wildcats about to add to their lead. Cella, keeper. And is he in?
Cella.
Yes, he is.
Cella on the quarterback scoop goes in for the score.
J.J. Cella on the quarterback sneak goes in for the touchdown, and for J.J. his first touchdown of the year. Puts the Wildcats up 20-0 with 6:27 to go in the half, and Todd Kerosy will look to add to this 20-0 lead. And now the Wildcats do not have the full complement of people. They will take a timeout. 20-0, the Wildcats in command here in this opening quarter. Kerosy nails the extra point as Todd
Kerosy
once again
third one through for the evening.
Hits the extra point. 21-0 with 6:27 to go in the half. .74 yards, 8 plays, and the Wildcats 21-0 lead as Danny Daly bounces one down.
36 presents high school football.
Kelleher straight up the middle. Gladstone just hanging on as Kelleher just ran through him and into Weymouth territory. And the Red Raiders looking for something.
And the run back
positive here in this first half is everything that they have done well, they've negated with penalties.
Ball is on Weymouth's 48-yard line.
on a screen pass, gained 23 yards. And it was wiped out on a holding penalty. It's just one example the way this has gone for Coach Ken McPhee's football team during this first half. Option, Taylor back to Palat. They want to get Desmond involved in the offense, and that's not the way they wanted to get him involved. As Joe Mackin rolls up
and Joe Mackin
from the nose tackle position and makes a pretty nice play as Mackin just get out and met the option perfectly.
Loss on the play.
Desmond Palat, who's got excellent speed,
2nd and 14.
great athletic ability, and Desmond unable to be any sort of factor so far. So the Wildcats have kept a close eye on number 9. Kakuzo coming back on the toss sweep. And as he gets back in the Weymouth territory, does Mark Kakuzo.
Kakuzo
Gary
carried.
Gladstone held up. Kakuzo, then he got help from Danny Daly to drop him after about
Stopped
a
by
4-yard
Sean
gain.
Small. 3rd down. 10 to go.
Wildcat defense reacts very quickly to the football. In the past 2 weeks, they've reacted even much more quickly. They've been almost at the play before it even begins. It's Taylor, the underneath the Palat. Desmond with a nice cutback, and Palat
Desmond Palat
will
on the
be short
reception.
of a first down. It's Bud Taro put him down.
Joe Donovan was the initial tackler.
Taro brought him down at the 40-yard
4th
line.
down.
And the Red Raiders have to get it to the 37. The first down play really hurting North Quincy. 4:21 and counting left in the first half. 4th down, and they will kick, will the Red Raiders? Rich Brooks to kick. As they will rely on their defense to do the job. As it'll be Chuck Montorio
Montorio
with a nice return to the 25, and it was a good kick.
again.
But the North Quincy coverage, which has been Adam Strout so far, was not there on that particular play, and 3:59 to go in the half. And the Wildcats will start grinding the football out, head towards the North Quincy end zone. Gabriel
On the carry.
breaks through for about 2. 2nd down and 8.
Jason April made the tackle. 2nd and 7.
3:40 to go in the half. And the Wildcats will have a 2nd and 7 coming up. As Alvin Harrington split towards you. On the reverse. He's getting about a couple of yards on the play. Was
I'd like to announce that the Terrence Boosters will be circulating some of the 50-50
here at Legion
tickets
Field.
at halftime. Last week's winner won $175.
3rd down. And stay with us because we're going to also have to do some fancy footwork as far as equipment goes here and keeping them dry. There's a fumbled snap almost by Cello. He ran into Gabriel. He keeps. JJ rolls out at about the 37. And it'll be 4th down for the Wildcats. And the Wildcats will be punting for the first time. Mark Stanton, who hits it at about 4 yards per kick. So all of a sudden, it was just fog. All of a sudden, we now get rain. And Stanton the kick. And gets out a nice kick, this Mark. Ballot has trouble, and Desmond covers up at the 34.
And North Quincy will start
And
their
the Red
series
Raiders
down
will
to
have
their
it
own
with
34.
2:29 to go in the half.
We have
Down
2:29
29
and a half.
to 21-0. There's a quick, it said that the weather would be possible quick shower on this evening. The fog was going to be in, and 1st and 10 North Quincy from their 34. Taylor will be throwing for most of the rest of the game, and Desmond Ballot was being trailed by Joey Mackin, who was right there. As soon as Ballot put his hands on the ball, Mackin was going to lower the boom, but Ballot never did hold on to the football. 2nd down and 10. Taylor, pressure from Mike Lyons, gunning it deep, and Gladstone, does he have the interception? He does. Darren Gladstone just went up and took it away, and the Wildcats get their 2nd interception of the night. As we pick up play, J.J. Chilla tried to get it out to Alvin Harrington, and the pass was incomplete. 2nd down and 10. As you look at the Red Raider bench across way, and they got to be frustrated by the way this first half has gone, down 21-0. It'll be Gabriel on 2nd and 10, gaining about 2.
Gabriel on the carry.
In on the stop was Chris McCallum.
Christensen was the tackler.
And Jason April were both there to bring him down. It'll be 3rd down. We have 1:49 to go, and Wildcats will need 8 yards on this 3rd down play. The air game has been the key to the success for Weymouth in this first half. As Chella, bootleg keeper, and JJ gets about 4 of the 7 needed. Christopher Borson on the tackle.
Chella on the keep.
4th down, 1:12 and counting left in the half. The Wildcats will punt. The air game has been the key so far for the Wildcats. Stanton the punt. Cello with a touchdown pass to Strazieri, and a long ball to Strazieri set up another touchdown. And Stanton rides out a high kick and gets a nice roll. North Quincy will take it. And not the best field position in the world.
Ball down by Williams.
They'll have to go 80 yards to get on the board here in this first half.
And Quincy will start on their own 19.
And 41 seconds to go in the first half. Wildcats 21-0 advantage. And the Red Raiders go to the ground. Kakuzo being knocked down at the 15-yard line.
Kakuzo.
Kevin Shaw rolled up from the cornerback position, made the initial stop. And 24 seconds to go. Here in this very heavy overcast
4-yard loss
evening.
on the play.
As 12, the Red Raiders will take their time, and the Wildcats and the Red Raiders will settle for 21-0. It appears in the first half. That's what it will be. Lou Henriksen took back the opening kickoff, 65 yards, and the Wildcats didn't use the air game to be successful. A touchdown pass to Keith Strazzeri, and then Strazzeri catching a 50-yard pass to set up the third touchdown as the Wildcats 21-0 advantage at the break. Second half and halftime feature in just a moment. Just about to get on the way. Danny Daly will kick off for the Wildcats, who lead 21-0 as Lou Henriksen started the Wildcat entourage, as it will be taken by Desmond Ballot. Ballot buries his head
on the run back,
and Desmond getting out to about the 37, and that's where Red Raiders will start. But
Buddy Taro made the
first half realistically can be summed up the Weymouth passing game. Set up 2 of the touchdowns. They scored 1 and set up the other. As Lou Henriksen took the opening kickoff back 65 yards, and it's been easy sledding for the Wildcats since then. As the Red Raiders a little banged up as far as this game goes, as they go to the ground to begin the second half.
36 presents high school football action as the Wildcats of Weymouth High get ready to tangle with the Lakers of Silver Lake Regional. Good evening, everyone.
The man who would normally be there, tailback Chris Murray, with a shoulder injury. Murray out of this game. North Quincy unable really to move the football well at all in the first half. The Wildcats just shut them down. Delory again, and brought down on the play after about a 2-yard gain by Taro.
Delory on the carry, brought down.
Now one of the linebackers as far as the rest of this game goes. And the reason Bud in there,
good and less than a yard,
because Lou Henriksen, feeling the effects of the flu, took a little bit out of him as far as this game goes, especially on the opening kickoff return. That's the reason why Henriksen not in there at the moment.
86. The team on your screen
may not even be close to getting the first down as the ball became loose.
As the Wildcats,
with 5 Wildcats draped all over
Steve Gabriel, 3 first half touchdowns, started the explosion. And then in the second half, they made sure that they would add to it with a few more.
A yard on the play.
Gems, a great run by Fernandez, a great run by catch by Gabriel for a touchdown. It was all Wildcats. 38.
Without being penalized, be kicking the ball away. As the fog has lifted somewhat here. And they will kick it away. Brooks driving a nice kick. Taken by Gabriel. Steve looking for someplace to go, and he's trying to improvise an avenue, and Steve will not. Delory with a nice play.
Gabriel
as Eric Delory
on the run back
was there and just threw down Steve Gabriel. Did not let him get away. And the Wildcats will have the football back at their own 15-yard line. Gabriel stays in the game as the deep back in the eye. And Steve gets the call.
Gabriel on the carry.
And Keith will get a first down
line,
at about the 44 as Strazzeri showed his speed in turning the corner. And he got a good block
McCallum made the stop.
Chris McCallum brought down Steve Gabriel, but the hit so far.
Bringing it out to the 42-yard line.
When you look at it, it used big plays.
And the Wildcats will switch the backs. As Darren Gladstone and now Chick Montorio go in there.
Run by J.J. Cello was set up by his Wildcats Cruz Trezarius.
Darren
again
on his first run of the season. Gladstone looking to turn the corner. And Darren is brought down in Silver League territory by Hebe at the 45. It's Darren Gladstone.
First down Wildcats is Tony Licciardi.
Tony Licciardi made the tackle.
On the stop with Chris McCallum.
First down.
But the big plays are the key so far for the Wildcats. The kickoff return by Lou Henriksen. As on first down, it will be Gabriel running in the trap. As Danny Sullivan tried to throw the block. And Sullivan trying to spin Tony Licciardi away. Licciardi was able to block the play.
Short gain.
And prevent Gabriel from bouncing outside. As Steve just gets back to the line of scrimmage.
It was all Wildcats.
And Gabriel will take a break as Williams now the deep back on the eye. Williams gets the call, and Williams' second effort gains him about a yard.
Keith Williams on the carry, stopped by Christopherson. So no gain.
Christopherson just plowed his way into the backfield. Ed Williams keeps spun away and gains one on the play, 3rd and 9. Very quickly moving third quarter. All Wildcats 21-0. Cella, the slant, Alvin Harrington just can't hang on as Tony Licciardi was on the coverage. But Alvin Harrington had to go up for the football, which was just a little bit behind him. And he just could not pull it in. And Mark Stanton will be punting for the 3rd time in this game. Stanton rides out a high kick. That takes a roll sideways and now back towards the Weymouth end of the field. John Brown knocking it down at the 34-yard line, and that's North Quincy will have the football. With 4:57 to go here in the third quarter. And nothing much to talk about here in this third quarter. Red Raiders unable to move the football, as with the Wildcats.
They made sure that they would add to it.
Next week, the Wildcats will be over at Veterans Memorial Stadium. They will take on the Presidents of Quincy. And last we heard about that game, Quincy with an 8-0 lead over Medford at the half at Veterans Stadium. And Quincy could come into that game conceivably 4-0-1. The Wildcats would, to hang on here, would be 4-1. That could be a battle for the OCL title as Eric Delory.
Eric Delory
to the 36, gaining 2. There's still a long ways to go in the season, but it could be a battle of the teams. As far as OCL does go. Bridgewater Raynham could have a little say in this, but Trojans already tying Quincy in their first OCL contest, and they have to come here to Legion Field in 2 weeks. It's on the double reverse. It's the flea flicker. Taylor can't hang on to the football as Taylor will have to run instead, and a break possibly is Mark Taylor with a good run, and he gets up mad and then quickly gets yanked away by Pat Faraday, his tackle.
And Joe Mackin in on the tackle.
Small and Mackin in on the stop, but Taylor felt that he was a little bit abused after running with the football. It'll be 3rd and 3. But Taylor had a receiver wide open. The Wildcats were able to cover up. But when Taylor dropped the football, he was not able to pass as he dropped it down to his hip as Kakuzo will get the first down.
Kakuzo with the ball.
His mark got
tripped up by Joe Donovan.
And the Red Raiders' first down in a long time. There's Mark Kakuzo on the 3rd down play, gaining 4 or 5 yards. And North Quincy maintains possession with 3 minutes to go in the period. Taylor has trouble with the snap, flip over the middle, and it's hauled in by Donnie Anderson, and Anderson into Weymouth territory at the 39 as Anderson on the quick flip. Turned it upfield nicely. As Chuck Montorio brought him down, but Don Anderson and the Red Raiders with their best
good enough for a first down.
movement of the football in this game. From the 39, 1st and 10. And 2:27 and counting left in the 3rd quarter, 21-0 Weymouth. Taylor has plenty of time over the middle, and on the deflection, Desmond Balot
pass goes incomplete to
just could
Desmond
not
Balot.
come up with the deflection. Steve Gabriel was there, but Balot got his hands on it, but just couldn't hang on as Balot had already gone to the ground. 2nd and 10. Taylor on the pressure this time, dump off Kelleher. Kelleher swings back inside, runs into Provost and Taro. As the 2 linebackers were there to grab Kelleher after
Kelleher on the reception.
3-yard gain.
Hit
It'll be
initially
3rd
by
and
Kevin
7.
Shaw. 3rd down and 9.
Kelleher is given the 37-yard line, so gains 2 on the play. And Taylor will be putting the football in the air again. The quick out, Desmond Balot turns it upfield nicely and tries to get away from Darren Gladstone, and almost does.
Brought down by
Desmond Balot. And the Red Raiders to the 17-yard line. As they needed 8 on that 3rd down play, they got 20. And North Quincy, with 1:23 to go here in this 3rd period, threatening to get on the scoreboard. As Desmond Balot, the man that Coach Ken McPhee wants to get the ball to a great number of times in the contest, shows why on that play. As being crunched at about the 14-yard line.
Eric Delory.
Is Eric Delory.
Stopped by Daly.
Danny Daly ran heads on into the North Quincy running back. 2nd down and 5 to go for the Red Raiders.
7. It'll be 2nd and 3.
As the Red Raiders moving the football very nicely. .40 seconds to go, third period. And North Quincy trying to get on the scoreboard as Taylor the throw. Over the middle, and it comes in short to Don Anderson. As the Wildcats head to coverage, John Anderson. And it'll be third down.
Pass was incomplete to Anderson.
5 for the Red Raiders.
Brings up a third down.
And Taylor on the third down situation last time.
Timeout,
To the outpass with Desmond Ballot. And North Quincy will think about this third down play as they trail in the football game to the Red Raiders by 3 touchdowns with 30 seconds to go in period number 3. Third down for the Red Raiders. You took the timeout as the Wildcat defense on your screen. Facing a Red Raider offense that has suddenly come to life after struggling for most of this game so far. And they go on the counter play. Kakuzo inside the 10 to the 6. And that will get him a first down. As Mark Kakuzo on the counter play gets the first down.
First down.
And the Red Raiders threatening to get on the scoreboard. Teams inside the Weymouth 20 this year have scored 3 or 5 times that they have gotten the ball inside the 20, and it's got to be pointed out, one of those 3 times that teams have scored was a field goal by Barnstable. Toss pitch, Desmond Ballot from the tailback position, and Desmond on the slick turf goes down for a loss back to the 8-yard line. As the third period will end on that play. For the Wildcats, they're looking to hang on for the final 10 minutes because they own a 21-0 lead after 30 minutes of football. Well, the fourth quarter in just a moment, so stick with us. Fourth quarter about to begin here at Legion Field. Wildcats with a 21-0 lead, but the Red Raiders with 2nd and goal from the 8, threatening to break the shutout. And a fumbled snap as Taylor looked to hand off to Eric Delory. And Taylor and Delory fouled up the exchange, and John Cordiglione fell on top of Mark Taylor. And another loss for the Red Raiders, who got it to the 7, and then it proceeded to go back on 2 plays to the 11.
Nice winning.
Third down.
$139.
For the Red Raiders of North Quincy, and goal. As Delory discusses with Taylor what they'll run on this third down play. And Taylor, with good time, that ran out, trying to flip it into a crowd as Chuck Montorio on good coverage. As Montorio was on top of Jason Buckley, the intended receiver, and Taylor just tried to flip it up there and hope, and the Wildcats, Chuck Montorio is there to prevent the play from happening. And North Quincy will take a timeout. Red Raiders need 12 yards to get on the scoreboard when we come back, trailing 21-0. Fourth and goal from the 12-yard line for the Red Raiders as they look to get on the scoreboard. It's Kakuzo and Delory, the 2 backs. And Mark Taylor trying to keep the hands dry with his rain starting to come down. Again, is Taylor to the corner of the end zone. Is it caught? Yes, it is. Touchdown, Desmond Ballot. Desmond Ballot.
On a fine reception.
For the touchdown. As Desmond,
game tonight.
who's a guard on the basketball team.
Desmond Ballot.
For North Quincy, went up in a jump ball situation, came down with it as he outdueled Chuck Montorio. And the Red Raiders, with 9:08 to go, find themselves on the scoreboard, as they will look to add to the point after with Liam Higgins, the reserve quarterback, missing wide left.
The kick is no good.
But Desmond Ballot with a touchdown reception, concluding a very nice drive by the Red Raiders as they get on the scoreboard, the first team to do that against Weymouth in 7 quarters. 21-6, however, the Wildcats. North Quincy with a 13-play drive. With 9:08 to go, however, they trail by 15. As Mark Kelleher to kick off. The Wildcats expecting the squib, but Danny Daly taking no chances. Is Danny wanted to make sure that the Wildcats would have possession.
Takes the kickoff, immediately downs it.
And 9:05 to go, 21-6. The Wildcats own the first half. Second half has been more in favor of the Red Raiders. It's North Quincy with the only touchdown here in the second half. And Keith Williams, deep back in the eye. And a lot of confusion.
Flag on the play.
As Williams bounces across the 40 to the 41 and flags down the play.
The ball carrier.
And let's see, the penalty is on. Offsides, North Quincy, in a bad break for the Red Raiders, because Williams only gained 3 on the play. Instead, it'll be 1st and 5 with 9 minutes to go.
Offside, North Quincy.
North Quincy offsides. 9 minutes to go, and the Wildcats up 21-6 of a 1st and 5.
5 to go.
Next week, Weymouth and Quincy. And you could be seeing a 4-1 Weymouth team against a 4-0-1 Quincy team over at Veterans Stadium. That ought to be a dandy. Williams as Murray in on the stop. Christopherson.
Stopped by Christensen.
As the two were there to grab
No
Keith
gain
Williams.
on the play.
Right at the line of scrimmage, 2nd down and 5. As Christopherson came right through the play immediately and grabbed Williams, and he had the help from Murray in bringing him down. And the counter play does not gain anything as Chuck Montorio bottled up. As the North Quincy defense has made some excellent adjustments, as Mike Piccarello, the senior defensive back, in on the tackle. It's this Red Raider defense, which get hit for big plays in the first half.
3rd and 7.
That was the difference. It has played much tougher here in the second half. And North Quincy, which has lost their last 3, really has not been giving up the points, as Cella runs into Gabriel, and then on confusion, and Steve Gabriel and J.J. Cella never could get going on the play. Matt Swerk in on the tackle. But when Cella bounced into Gabriel, J.J. was thrown off course. And he looked upfield. Cella was hit by Swerk and dropped for the loss. So the Wildcats, who had 1st and 5, end up losing 3 yards. And Mark Stanton, the punt, in North Quincy, with 6:57 left, will get good field position as Stanton under pressure can offer a short kick. That rolls out of bounds at the 43-yard line.
Ball goes out of
6:50
bounds,
left.
43-yard line.
And the Wildcat defense. Weymouth High during the second half has not played well at all. Quincy controlling. Delory gets propelled in the air by Gabriel, and Provost helps him bring
Gabriel
down
makes the hit on Eric
Delory, who
Delory.
gains 7 on the play.
Pickup of 8 yards. It'll be second and
Delory, they'll mark it at the 49 of Weymouth, 2nd and 2. Right now, the Red Raiders with the momentum. Taylor fumbles the snap, and John Tordiglione is all over him, along with Bud Taro, as the play will lose 2.
Like Quincy recovered.
As the pass, apparently, that was going to be run was going to be a deep one for Desmond Ballot, who off-camera review was all by himself down by the Weymouth goal line.
Loss of the yard. It'll be 3rd and 3.
You see Desmond for a second come back into your picture. 5:35 to go. Wildcats are battling the clock right now, but they would like to just pick up their play a little bit. Delory on the handoff tries to extend himself with Keith Williams draped all over him.
Brought down by Keith Williams.
And Delory does get the first down as Delory just put the ball out with his right arm and got himself the first down. As the ball is spotted, 5:22, and now the clock is started. 21-6 in favor of the Wildcats of Weymouth. Taylor, play action. Just fires out there, and it's caught for the first down.
D'Angelo on the
D'Angelo and North Quincy
first down.
getting another first down to the 30 as D'Angelo hauled down the pass from Mark Taylor. The Red Raiders have played an outstanding second half, and they've been the dominant team. This game far from over, 21-6. Weymouth, North Quincy looking to get themselves back in as Taylor under pressure. John Tordiglione with a sack.
Tordiglione makes the sack.
And he came crashing through. John has been close a few times in this game, and he finally comes up with the sack. And a big loss, and Mark Taylor shaken up on the play. As Tordiglione with the sack, 4:31 left, and the Red Raider quarterback is shaken up on the play. 21-6 in favor of the Wildcats.
Don't get that to me, big, on my soul.
Man, get out! I'm not taking no.
Liam Higgins, sophomore quarterback, comes in for Mark Taylor, who was shaken up on the play. As he gets the high snap on the shotgun, fires a nice-looking pass.
I'm on the ground.
But he overthrows his intended receiver, Mark Keller.
Oh my boy.
Steve Gabriel, one of the people on coverage, along with Darren Gladstone.
Quincy calling timeout.
And North Quincy will spend a timeout with 4:17 left. North Quincy trying to solve the Weymouth defense one more
Once again,
time.
we'd like to remind you folks that
Trailing
2 weeks from
21-6.
tomorrow will be the dedication of this field to Harry Allenson.
3rd and 20 from the 40-yard line. As Higgins stays in. Mark Taylor walked off. Okay, it appeared, but Higgins will run the team right now as he tries to go underneath for Don Anderson. Anderson covered on the play by Kevin Shaw, as Higgins' pass was behind Anderson. As the John Tordiglione sack has slowed down North Quincy, and they've pushed into a 4th and 20 situation with 4:13 left. We'll have some soccer games for you down the road, some good ones, as both the Weymouth boys and girls soccer teams having outstanding seasons. They'll be heading to the tournament, as it could be possibly some OCL championships, as Joe Donovan and Keith Williams will sack Liam Higgins along with
as the Wildcats
Taro
of Weymouth High get ready to tangle with the Lakers. No gain on the play. And it'll be 2nd down for the Wildcats.
They have dealt
runs in this game.
The final blow in this one, with 4:04 left and leading 21-6. That could be the one that really
high school football.
cements
Steve
it.
Davis, Darren Gladstone.
North Quincy shows blitz. And Gabriel on the handoff. Just getting back to the line of scrimmage. It's Mark Taylor in on the stop. Taylor.
No gain on the play, a loss of the yard.
Shaken up.
2nd and 11.
The stop, and mentioned Taylor, who was a transfer from Braintree High. Excellent size for a quarterback, 6'2" and 195. As Gabriel gets the high pitch and
Gabriel on the
just
carry.
gets back to the line of scrimmages. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Adam Schultz made the tackle.
Just cannot do anything at them. As far as this half goes, it has been a very sluggish half for the Wildcats, and you got to credit North Quincy for playing some outstanding defense in the second half. They got burnt. Realistically, the defense of North Quincy's only been burnt for one long drive. The other touchdown that the defense let up was on a short 25-yard drive. And the other touchdown was on a kickoff return as Cella goes deep and overthrows the diving Keith Strazzeri. Strazzeri covered by Chris Peck. But the Cella pass a little too long for Keith Strazzeri. 4th down and 10. Once again, Mark Stanton to punt, and the Red Raiders will be coming after him. And they forced a short kick last time with the pressure. Stanton adjusts and goes back a half a step and rides out a high kick. Desmond Ballot has trouble, and then he just gets crunched. John Brown on special teams, as John has had a last 2 weeks been great on covering kicks. Makes the stop of Desmond Ballot. But with 2:34 left, the Red Raiders will be airing out the football and looking for the very, very quick strike to get themselves back into this game. As they show 3 receivers right. Taylor on the pressure from Joe Donovan just throws it into the turf.
Joe Donovan. You know, Mr. Taylor.
Who had the sack on 4th down in North Quincy's last possession of Liam Higgins, comes up with great pressure on the North Quincy quarterback and forced the incompletion. The Wildcats have had good pass rushes tonight. A more consistent pass rush than they have had this year in the other 4 contests. Donovan coming after Taylor again, who drops it off. Keith Williams read the play perfectly. It was a screen for Mark Kelleher, with Tony Zitch right there to lead the way for Kelleher. Keith Williams saw the play develop, got out there, and Taylor just overthrew. And it'll be 3rd down and 10 with 2:24 left.
Defense!
21-6 Weymouth. And Taylor to throw once again, and movement in the line. Joe Donovan came across, but was he drawn off is going to be the question. And Joe was drawn off. So the sophomore with a very alluring play. He saw the movement in the right side of the North Quincy line, came barreling across. And North Quincy with a 3rd and 15 situation. The Red Raiders do not need that to happen for them because they are chasing 2 touchdowns in this one. Third down and 15. Taylor gives instead to try to cross up the Wildcats, but he doesn't fool Darren Gladstone, who came up and grabbed Mark Capuzzo.
Gladstone
After
made
about
the tackle.
a 9-yard gain, it'll be 4th down.
Capuzzo was the ball carrier.
And the Red Raiders will
36% high school football.
5.5 yards
It's about half of the
first
defense
down.
that reacted to the play as the Raiders took the penalty and get yardage back.
The Red Raiders
4th and 10.
have to come up with this play.
And we'll see if the
Not only
Lakers
to maintain possession, but to have any
do near this 4th and 10. They are
very, very
going
slim
to kick.
and fading very, very
Does to do
quickly.
that will be Jeff Uba.
As they will kick it away. Instead, they do not want to go for it on 4th
Waiting
down.
with
They feel
Gabriel.
that they will not have the chance to come back. As with 1:32 left,
Mention
the
36.
Wildcats in command, 21-6. All the Wildcats are battling is 1:32, and they'll have their 4th win of the season. It's Gabriel on the toss pitch, looking to turn the corner and does. Steve
Gabriel
gets tripped up
Gabriel tripped up
by Pat
by
Shea,
Adam Stroke.
who just got Steve Gabriel by the shoe tops, and if he
Gain
doesn't,
of 14.
Gabriel
On the play. It'll be 1st down.
was gone. As Steve gained 20 on that play. And the Wildcats will grind out that 1:19 and counting left. Gabriel gets a block from Sullivan, cuts it up, and Gabriel is gone. Touchdown, Steve Gabriel is 8.
Gabriel, 35 yards
The Wildcats are trying to kill the clock.
for the touchdown.
And what better way to kill the clock than 2 nice runs by Steve Gabriel, his longest run of the season, as he got the block from Danny Sullivan in the backfield, and then took off from there as he had just a clear avenue to the North Quincy end zone, and Todd Kersey will look to add point 28 with a minute to go in the game.
And it's good.
Todd Kersey is 11 for 11 in extra points this year. 28-6. Weymouth will win. Number 4. Danny Daly set to kick off after the Steve Gabriel drive. Both plays, and he accounted for all the yardage as Steve Gabriel, 8th touchdown of the season. And the Wildcats scoring the most points against the Red Raiders this year. As Kelleher on the backs takes the ball
Kelleher on the run
to the
back.
49-yard line. And North Quincy,
Hit initially by
53 seconds
Gladstone.
left in the game. North Quincy, and looking at the 3 losses that they had after beating Somerset in the opening
Also
game
in on
of
the
the
tackle.
season, North Quincy fell to Falmouth in a very tough game, 18-6, lost to Plymouth 9-6 on a final second field goal by freshman kicker Ted Miller over at Veterans Memorial Stadium, and then lost to Barnstable 16-8 as the Wildcats
Weymouth.
do not have 11 on the field. So you got to give the Red Raiders and North Quincy credit as far as the second half goes. Down 21-0, they could have rolled over and played dead, but they've hung tough. And the Wildcats will win game number 4, but really had to scrap hard as far as the second half goes. Wildcats looking to just kill off this final 53 seconds. Get ready for Quincy next week from Veterans Memorial Stadium. That's going to be a dandy. As report, the Quincy led 8-0. As Taylor with time, just firing deep downfield. There's Desmond Ballot, who gets open in the middle of the Weymouth secondary and runs out of bounds. As Darren Gladstone runs him out of bounds. But that's why North Quincy wanted Desmond Ballot to get his hands on the football in this game. And Desmond Ballot, the first down to the 27 of Weymouth with 44 seconds left. And North Quincy trying to add to their point total, and they've not had more than 1 touchdown since the first week of the season. As the Wildcats, with their second defense in there at the moment against the North Quincy first offense. The Red Raiders want to get themselves ready for their next game. As Taylor on the out and not getting in bounds was Don Anderson. Anderson made a good, valiant effort to try to keep that 1 foot inbounds. That's all he needs. And he just could not, as Taylor's pass a little too far. Second down, 39 seconds left. And the Wildcats' second defense getting some work as Nick Marino, who's calling the defensive signals. John McDonald, Adam Good, the 2 linebackers, preparing. Taylor slowly running out of time as he looks deep downfield, and Desmond Ballot hauls it in at the 2. Desmond Ballot just got in the middle of the Weymouth defense and gets bumped out of bounds at the 2 by Mike Tierney with 29 seconds left. And the Red Raiders trying to make this score a little more interesting than it really is. They realistically look back at the fact that Weymouth got it out to a 21-0 halftime lead, and they played like they've been on cruise control here in the second half. Taylor, corner of the end zone, and a touchdown. Mark Kelleher, as Kelleher got behind Nick Marino, and Taylor just slipped it to Kelleher for the touchdown, and it's now a 28-12 game with 24 seconds left. So the Red Raiders getting a touchdown, and for the first time in a long time, Weymouth has allowed 2 touchdowns in a game. And I'm speaking as far as a Weymouth North Wastatora offense, and we'll talk more about it in a moment. 24 seconds left, 28-12. Wildcats with the commanding lead. 24 seconds left. North Quincy would be looking to go for the 2 points as they just scored on the touchdown pass to Mark Kelleher. As Mark Taylor, who engineered the drive, trying to get 2 more points for the Red Raiders to score. More than 1 touchdown for the first time in a while as Eric Delory scats in for the 2.
Eric Delory in for the 2.
28-14. Weymouth with a 2 touchdown lead and 24 seconds left as North Quincy gets a touchdown late in this ball game against the Weymouth second defense. North Quincy getting themselves on the scoreboard and lining up for the onside kick attempt. And Weymouth will spend a timeout as they want to get the hands team out there. Wildcats getting the hands team out as they await the onside kick attempt by the Red Raiders. We've seen the different formations 2 weeks ago against Barnstable. Barnstable just tried the huddled style of onside kick, and now North Quincy lines everybody up to the left of the football. And the line shut. The man who covered the ball up at the Barnstable game has a late hit on the Red Raiders. Chuck Montorio got crushed as he had already had the knee down. But Chuck Montorio, who caught the onside kick attempt in the Barnstable game, catches the North Quincy onside kick attempt. And a 15-yard penalty to be marched off against North Quincy and the Wildcats. 23 seconds from victory, but last time a team scored 2 touchdowns against a Ross Tatora coach defense, believe it or not, was 10 games ago, when Bridgewater Raynham scored 14 against Weymouth North last year. That was the last time that a team scored 2 touchdowns against a Ross Tatora coach defense. Chella just puts the knee down.
Downs the ball.
And Chella, not pleased, to say the least, with 63 Adam Stroud, as that will be the final play of the ball game. And the Wildcats, J.J. Chella, who threw a touchdown pass in this game, set up a touchdown with a long pass to Keith Treseri. As the Wildcats are now 4-1 at the midpoint of the 1990 season. 28-14, they raced out to 21-0 halftime lead. Lou Hendrickson got it all going before Hendrickson went out because of the flu that he was feeling the effects of. He took the opening kickoff back 65 yards, and the Wildcats never ever were headed after that as they roll to the 28-14 victory as North Quincy and Weymouth in a very interesting battle as far as the second half goes, because North Quincy played an outstanding second half, getting 2 touchdown passes from Mark Taylor, but not enough, because the 21-0 advantage was too much Weymouth in the first half, as the Wildcats 4-1 on the season and get ready for the trip over the Fore River Bridge to Veterans Memorial Stadium to take on a very good Quincy football team, as that will do it from Legion Field. We'll have some soccer action coming up for you on Dimension 36 on Sunday evenings. We'll have some more high school football for you next week with Weymouth and Quincy, which ought to be an interesting battle. For Director Dale Ketchum, I'm Mark Ducharme. I'm glad you joined us. The Wildcats, 21 first half points, and then they just hold on and cruise control to a 28-14 victory. Good night from Legion Field.